to go back to like trying to find your value in the world and stuff like that, it's like that's a hard thing to do, dude. Like it's hard to like figure out what makes you a contributing member of society, you know.
And you can work for a long time and then realize that, I mean, you can work for 10 years. There's people that go in high school, freshman, sophomore year, and pick a thing that they want to do that they think is going to be like their thing. And then 10 years later, when they're 25, after they graduate college and they're in their job for a couple of years, and they go, oh, no. You know, like,
well, the other thing is like, I'm definitely part of the population that never felt like, I think there are some kids that are like, I want to be a doctor, blah, 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 blah. Or like, I want to be this, or like,
I can
picture
what I wanted to be.
Dude, I think 90% of
ever.
us are like, the reason why we even pick a path is because we're like easily suggestible, or our parents are like telling us we need to do one specific thing, or like, oh, this pays well. You know, like,
I feel like if you're
not
athletically talented or intellectually talented, the path kind of gets decided for you, because it's like, oh, well, you're so good at this, you should just keep going at it.
True.
But other than that, I mean, for the most part, I was like, well, I don't know. You know?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, the weirdest thing is the aptitude tests in school. You probably never did that, but
No.
they literally give you a test and you take it based on like what you feel and like blah, blah, blah. And it like literally tells you like your career path options. It's so like manufactured.
I wouldn't like that at all.
It's so bullshit. But the funny thing is actually I think the aptitude test told me that I should go into like marketing or something like that. And that's actually what I kind of do. So
I have no idea what
my thing was, I was always like, I
think mine was teaching, like education, honestly.
Really?
Now that I think about it, it's like, you would be a great teacher.
Huh.
I've always been really good at explaining things. Like, I remember growing up, like, even with, like, my friends or whatever, or if I was, like, you know, into a hobby or something and, like, someone wanted to learn something, I loved, like, telling them how to do it because I loved, like, sharing my knowledge. So it kind of makes sense, honestly. I also had daydreams of being on a TV show, so now I'm kind of like on an educational TV show. It's weird how that works out. Like, you have these little fantasies as a kid.
Also, like, learning about yourself. So, like, there's those personality tests. I know that you might give me shit for it, but, like, the Enneagram test. Like, if you know your number and you're, like, honest with yourself, telling this quiz all this stuff about yourself, and, like, you know, like, which category you fit into, and you see all these relatable people, like, you know, famous people and people who have done great things, you can see yourself as like, oh, I see myself, you know, I see myself in that category.
Yeah.
And you kind of like evolve into, oh, I kind of want to do this.
I feel similar about Myers-Briggs in that way. It's kind of another woo-woo.
Personality test
Another
thing.
personality
Right.
test that's kind of woo-woo and mostly scientifically debunked, but it's still cool to look at and then be like, oh, I'm that number, or I'm that series of letters. And then, like, these people that do these things, you know, I also relate to them, or I like them, or I think they're cool or neat or whatever.
It's a good place to start, I think.
Yeah.
I would agree, because I never really took those tests. Like, well, I don't know. I remember like there's certain things that you like take growing up, or even like I think even in like small group at church, like I ended up taking something like that. And
What kind of Jesus freak are you,
It wasn't
Andrew?
even that. It was like, what animal are you? Or like, you know, it was like, these are the leaders, and they're the lions, and their color is red, and like you guys are the otters, and you guys are more fun loving, and blah blah blah, and these guys are the, you know what I mean?
These are the penguins.
These are the fucking dorks over here. These are the fucking koala bears.
No step on snack.
No, but I remember I was an otter, and I was like, that kind of fits. But yeah, it is true. Like there's
I'm
definitely.
a wolf dog. I'm a wolf. I'm an alpha.
I'm a fucking alpha.
Woof.
I'm a fucking alpha.
I'm a dog.
dude.
Dog.
Anyone who calls himself alpha
Is a beta.
beta.
Bitch.
Oh my god. I'm an alpha dog. I'm an alpha. It's like,
You're clearly insecure
if you
as
had
shit.
to scream that, you're not one. I'm sorry. I remember my favorite version of I'm an alpha is when Fusi was losing his goddamn mind.
Oh my
the
God.
July 15, and he was like trying to fight people, and he was like yelling at him about like, I'm an alpha, like straight up to like no jumper Adam. He was like
Adam
right
22.
in Adam 22's face. And like
That's just cringe. That's the cringiest
like
shit.
and Keemstar and Shane Dawson, and everyone's like, what the fuck's going on? Can we get out of here, please?
What you doing?
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
that's very cringe. But yeah,
But I agree. I think if you find some type of baseline and then go off that, because I'm a firm believer in I'm not a big fan of the whole like figure out what you're bad at and fix it. I don't like that mentality.
No, that's
because you're
terrible.
gonna waste so much time trying to fix all the things you're bad at. I'm more into the whole find what you're good at and then double down on it, because
of course.
because if you figure out what you're good at, then you can just crush it, and all the stuff you're bad at, you'll just like put it off to the side or figure it out later. There's so many things I'm bad at, but I'm not going to try to like figure out how to be less bad at it. I'm just going to keep being bad at it and then pick all the things I want to be good at.
Yeah, and I've just never been the person that's like, I'm going to choose this thing and I'm going to commit to it for I'm going to say that I'm going to go down this path for 5 years, because I'm just like, dude, I don't know how I'm going to feel about this in like the next 20 minutes. Like, I don't know if I'm going to be into it.
I can commit to things usually for about 18 months to 2 years. And then
that's pretty.
And then I start getting bored. It's not that
Like a job or something.
whether it's a job or a hobby or a sport, whatever it is, I kind of get bored, because I'm
Wheels
like,
to walking. Yeah, fuck
No.
this shit in 2 years.
I just get bored and I get antsy, because I feel like, there's that first burst of like growth. You're like learning
Totally.
things and you're growing and you're developing and you're promoting and your skills are increasing. And I think the longer you do something, the harder it is to keep advancing. And for me, I feel like around year 2.5, I kind of hit a ceiling. And whenever I hit that ceiling, I'm usually, I'll pivot. I'm kind of like, I'm kind of done doing this thing, because like I can't get any better at it unless I put in 2, 3,
It's like a bell
4,
curve.
10 times the amount of effort to keep getting better at it. And I'm just not, I don't like it that much enough to commit. I don't enjoy it that much. And there's been a few things that I've done for, like I got my Eagle Scout, like, that was something I committed to that took a while, like
But how long did you actually go from like life to being like, okay, I'm doubling down on the whole Eagle Scout thing? You know what I mean? Probably not.
Pretty quickly, because I'd seen so many kids turn 16, get cars and girlfriends, and then and then they were out.
When did you get yours?
17.
Okay, I was very last minute. I
Same.
ended up getting not even like 17 though. Like I ended. Oh wait, but once you turn 18, you can't get it. Sorry,
You have to basically finish your project.
I turned
and
18 when like I was on my Eagle Scout ceremony. I was turning 18 also.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like I literally, it was the craziest weekend of my life. So my birthday is May 28th. I had my high school graduation party. I had my Eagle Scout ceremony, and I turned 18, all in the same like weekend, literally.
Nice.
So it was
did you go buy cigarettes and cigars and lottery tickets and?
The thing is I was always
Strip clubs.
I was the youngest of all of my friends. Like all of my friends had
right.
already like. I turned 16 the latest, so all of my friends already had cars. So like wasn't that crazy when I finally was able to drive. Same thing with cigars and, buying lottery tickets and stuff. Is like I'd already seen all my friends do all that stuff. So it's just like, okay, cool, now I can do this thing, but I've been smoking cigars for the past 2 years.
So you're not like
I'm
interested
not
in
like,
it.
oh, now I can buy it. Like it was literally
Yeah.
just like, cool. Like, yeah, I was into that for sure. Like it was fun, but my friends, like some of my friends are like a year and a half older than me. So, or even like upperclassmen just like would help us out and get us stuff. So it's like, if we wanted to smoke cigars, like we were already doing it. Hope you enjoyed that clip. If you want to watch the full episode that clip was from, you can click right here. If you want to subscribe to the channel, you can click right here. And if you want to watch more clips, we got 2 more right here.